What's up, babe? Say what's up to YouTube. To my boys.
If you give a man $1 million with no problems to overcome, no challenges, he will fade away and die.
Bar is so fucking low. Your competition is so fucking low.
Yeah. If another rapper OD, they might try to charge me. Miley person coding, that shit got me godly. If another rapper OD, they might try to charge me. Percocets and codeine, they look at me godly. If another rapper OD, they might.
What's up, boys? Just finished a long day of work. One of those days where I'm just like, my brain is fried. I've had so many client calls, and like, don't get me wrong, you know when they talk about, you know, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Like, some aspects of that are true, but no matter what you do, there's still things that you have to do that you hate. And I love the one-on-one calls that I do with my clients, but there's a reason why most people are like, oh yeah, I have a one-on-one mentorship business, and they don't actually give one-on-one calls. It's not the topic of today's video, but just a little introduction. So I've just been talking to my clients all day long, and it just takes so much, because having 30, 45 minute, hour-long, client calls, 5 of them today, after doing my morning routine, having a session with my team this morning, posting stories, making videos, doing all that stuff. You get to the end of the day, it's 7 p.m. and I'm just like, shit, I'm tired, and I still got some more stuff to do in a little bit. But now for the exciting part of the day, I'm gonna make a meal, and I'm gonna go train. We're in Miami, obviously, in my apartment, sitting at my desk in my office. But I want to talk to you guys today. And for those of you who have never come to this channel before, my name is John Mark Stevenson. I'm 20 years old. I have a consulting business. I help fitness coaches make more money online, yada, yada, yada. You've heard that a million times from every single video that you watch. But I want to make sure that you know, by the end of this video, I'm going to talk to you about like the raw realities as someone who I've documented my journey from, driving my 2006 Acura TL, talking about how I wanted to build an online business, talking about documenting my journey, working, 7 jobs, finishing out high school online and building my business at the same time, going through building Shopify stores, Amazon FBA, working junk hauling, blue collar jobs, doing landscaping, like all these different things while trying to build my business and just putting blood, sweat, and tears into it, envisioning, buying my dream car, getting a Lamborghini, envisioning having a business that I could, do what I love and help others live a more fulfilling life and all of these things. Someone who's literally achieved everything that I spoke into existence through the law of action. And I always say the law of attraction only exists through the law of action. As someone who's done all these things, I'm going to talk to you about the actual mental frameworks of making money and what comes with that. And, I can't say fame because I'm not famous, but attention and women, living in Miami surrounded by all these vices, living in a culture that praises destructive habits and how to actually stay focused when this thing is just ruining you all day, especially when you're a coach and you have to market your life on social media, and being able to balance that with working and building a real business that's focused on client results and products and stuff like that. And regardless, even if you don't have a coaching business, this video is going to help you out because it's going to come from the depths of someone who literally struggled my whole entire life, anxiety that I thought was anxiety, doing drugs, hooking up with random women, just like trying to fill the void. I was going out and I was in the party scene when I was like 15 years old. I was addicted to lots of different drugs. I was smoking weed. I was drinking. Everything that I did was just for, dopamine and just pointless, non-fulfilling things. Like the way I was living my life was just complete destructive with no direct purpose, and I had no goals. And as someone who's completely turned my life around and achieved everything that I've wanted to up until now, mentally, physically, financially, right, relationally, all these things, I'm going to kind of walk you guys through the effects that specifically money and women have on you as a man when you finally start to achieve your dreams and live them out. And you know, the raw truth behind what all these people make having high status and lots of wealth seem like online, and what it's actually truly like, and how you can continue to fight the good fight of staying focused on things that actually matter in this life and not get distracted by the surface level things that social media wants to distract you with. So let me grab this real quick. Got you guys on my tripod. I just started like fixing this office, so I literally have nothing. I'm gonna put a chair there, gonna put like a one of those LED lights with my business name, 100X Mindset, there. Gotta fix some things with the desk and fix that whiteboard, but let's see if we can go outside. In Miami, I still have no furniture on my balcony, but got a solid little view. I'm holding my big ass tripod right now, but yeah, I've got no furniture on my balcony because literally all I do is work, and as much as I want to get some furniture, I just get so distracted, and it's difficult to do. But we're gonna go into the kitchen, and I'm going to train. I'm not sure if it's gonna be legs. I should be training chest, but I'm really, said no one ever, I'm really fiending to train some legs. I had to put on some pants. I was feeling uncomfortable. If you guys, any of you guys that like work at a desk, if you're sitting for like 6 hours and you like, I don't know, I had to change. But I'm about to cook up some rice, some beef, and I did it earlier today, and I left my dishes unwashed because I knew I was just gonna have the same meal a little bit later. So I'll just wash them right now and then eat. And we're gonna go train. I'm gonna have to figure it out if I'm training legs or if I'm training chest. We shall see. I'll probably end up training chest, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna cook, and then I'm gonna sit down and eat and give you guys kind of like the real spill about what's been going on. And man, it feels good to have the camera set back up. I remember back in my first apartment, or the old one I had in Georgia, I made a video just like this where I went and I trained, and it feels like lonely sometimes, and it's just a familiar feeling of like having my guys with me. It's almost like I can just completely be myself and just talk like I'm talking to someone I know, because all you guys have seen me throughout this whole entire journey. So I'm gonna cook up some ground beef and get some rice, some cheese going. I actually think I have some rice that I cooked earlier. Boom. I'll just eat that. Makes it a lot easier. So there's some entrepreneurs who's like, oh, I don't cook. Cookies for women, yada yada. And when my girl comes down here from Atlanta, she cooks. But you know, I'm doing about 100K a month right now at 20 years old, and I work my ass off most of the time. But cooking to me, occasionally, it just kind of like reminds me of like when I used to just eat ground beef and rice. This exact meal that I'm about to make like every single day when I was personal training people in person, when I was doing junk hauling, when I was working for moving companies. Like literally when I would get home from, you know, working my serving job, and I was just working my ass off, and I would just eat the same meal all the time. It kind of just like reminds me of that, and it's literally healthy. Like, I mean, this will take me 20 minutes to make. Some, you know, a lot of the skinny ass entrepreneurs who are just like, oh, I just eat out. I don't give a fuck. You don't look like me, right? It's very rare you come across a dude who's actually in shape and he's rich. Because it's hard to maintain the two, right? But as a man, we're called to do hard shit. So I'm gonna whip up this meal. I've got some 100% grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. This is just 85-10 because I'm trying to put on some size right now. So I'm gonna do this in there. It's about a half a pound. And then I usually do about 2 cups of rice, but
only got about a cup and a half, and I don't have time to cook another thing of rice for 30 minutes. And then I'll just do probably 3 or 4 slices of cheese. I'll maybe have a tablespoon of honey, and then I'm gonna walk you guys through kind of like my pre-workout stack that I'm gonna run. And then I'm gonna go on a little walk, and then we'll head to a little digestion walk. We're gonna head to a new gym actually. I usually train at like Elevation. If you guys have been to Miami, it's a big gym there, or Boxer. But I'm gonna drive over to I think it's Hialeah, and go to this gym called Miami Iron. It's like this old school bodybuilding gym. It's kind of like my roots of, I grew up, you know, when I first started like bodybuilding and stuff, I was a lot bigger. And that's actually a goal for me this winter, is to kind of get back in the same shape I used to be in, because I've really been eating 1 or 2 meals a day, really focusing on my clients, because that's my biggest goal right now. But I'm about to, you know, prioritize my physique and my training a little bit again, because I've got some systems in that are just, my clients are just fucking ripping. Like I woke up this morning to one of my guys, he invested $5K in my mentorship. He's done $55,000 in the past 2 months with his coaching business. A couple of my guys are having $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 weeks. That's what some people make, you know, a month, and they're, you know, we've got guys that are 20. I just got off a call with one of my clients, Danny Rogers. He's he used to be a veteran. He served in the Army. He's 43. I've got a client. He's an ex-Green Beret, I guess former Green Beret. He's 27. I've just got killers in my program, because they understand that the fundamentals of business are your mindset, your personal development, your routine. I'm not these fucking fitness coaches out here that are waking up at 12 p.m. and, you know, they go to the gym 3 times a week and they just have good genetics with some abs, and they're trying to teach you how to sell some trainerized program, right? So I like to differentiate myself. But I'm gonna throw this down. I'm absolutely starving, so I can't wait. And then I placed an order for Whole Foods, Amazon Fresh delivery a couple hours ago, but they only had available to deliver it at like 10, which is fucking, it's for, like, it's 7:15 right now. So I would be eating a little bit more than I'm about to eat, but I literally ran out of food this week. So I guess we'll just have to do with half a pound of ground beef and some rice. So, gonna do a good bit of grass-fed butter. I do a lot of butter. Wow, this pan is already so hot. Butter, when you're about to use it as energy, is actually not bad for you. I even put butter in my coffee. I put honey and butter and pink salt in my coffee. But your body can use it as energy. And ooh. Man, I get on camera and I start fucking everything up. Look at this. All right, boys. Tonight's meal, it's a lot less than I usually eat, but I'll probably eat some fruit as well. I'm gonna open my balcony doors. Man, it's a really cool city. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this meal down, then I'll go on a little 10-minute digestion walk. Listen to a podcast, kind of plan out my day for tomorrow. I usually would do that at night before I go to sleep, but since I'm training late, I usually train at 9 a.m. Didn't get to train today because I just had so many calls back to back, so I'm going to train at 8 p.m. Which at the end of the day is good, because, you know, I get more carbs in me and it's better. But this is the raw reality. Like, I used to envision a time where I worked so hard that I basically didn't have to work anymore. And I think a lot of guys, even if you're making 10 or 20K a month, I still thought that, and a lot of people think it's just kind of about you know, oh, I'm gonna get to a point where like it gets easy and it's not hard anymore. And that's a complete lie. The trick lies in you starting to associate freedom with willingly working, right? Meaningful suffering. And I say that because as a man, you are burdened with the fact that unless you can provide exponentially, you have no value tied to you, right? Women are attracted to you by what you can provide and how well you can protect and take care of them. And the younger and more immature me just didn't understand that with all the wealth comes a massive burden of responsibility, right? There's rare cases, but if you're self-made, you have to work your ass off to get here. There's so many beliefs that you have to destroy. Excuse me for fucking burping, but there's so many beliefs you have to destroy. There's so many, things that have been conditioned into you throughout your life by family, friends, your environment, where you live, that make you start to think like, oh, this is possible, or this isn't possible, or I have to act like this, or I have to respond to this situation this way, that just aren't true. And you start to realize that the only way to truly become free and live an exceptional life is by rewiring how you view work, by rewiring how you view suffering, and starting to extrapolate your worth by how much you can endure. How much can you suffer with a smile on your face? And you'll start to literally crave the suffering. You'll start to feel empty without difficult things in front of you. If you give a man $1 million with no problems to overcome, no challenges, he will fade away and die. Fade away and die. My hardest days, I still wake up and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this. I just want to enjoy the spoils of war. But the spoils of war only come from massive amounts of sacrifice and battle. If you want to live like a king, if you want to have a Lambo, if you want to have a beautiful woman, if you want to have a palace, if you want to be able to, go buy Dior slides in the middle of your workday just for the fuck's sake of it, right? It's just an example. Whatever you see as like freedom, as value, if you want to be able to go train whenever you want, you have to do things that other people aren't willing to do, right? And I'm able to live this life because I suffer massive amounts, but the suffering is what gives me value. I will have so much more confidence on a day when I've endured massive suffering than on a day when I haven't. And that might sound crazy to some of you, but confidence comes from the things that you do on a daily basis. And if you put me on a beach for a week with nothing to do, my confidence would go down because of how large my potential is. You've got some small-minded, small-goaled guys who their confidence comes from like, oh, I've got some some abs, and I go out and I drink every weekend, and I, this or this, right? Because their goals are so low. I become unconfident when I'm not working to the standard of my goals because I know I'm cowering away from what I'm capable of. So I achieve the highest level of flow state when I'm just chewing on problems and attacking them and working towards them with a clear mind. Oh shit. I think my chair just broke. So what I just put up on my phone right here, if I decide to when I'm editing this video, I'll put a little screenshot of it. But it's something very, very simple. I call the attack operating system. And this is how I've learned to mechanically engineer yourself into flow state. Now, some of this is backed by scientific evidence. Some of this is backed by John Mark evidence. But so far throughout my life, and
dozens of my clients' lives, John Mark Evidence has worked pretty damn well, because I've generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for my clients at this point, maybe even 7 figures for my clients. The way that I achieve flow and actually have pure progress towards either solving a problem or achieving, an outcome that I want, is you have to first define a clear, specific goal. This is gonna be so simple, like so simple. Second, you wanna destroy any distraction from that goal. And third, you wanna give yourself 3 to 5 steps required to achieve that goal. Half of the reason why a lot of people get so confused and end up, instead of not starting, just distracting themselves, is because they can't even define a clear, specific goal or a specific outcome. And the problem is, like, say you're a kid and you have a business, right? And I just say kid, that's anyone, right? Say you're a guy, you have a business, say you're doing $10,000 a month, right? And you want to get to 20,000. And even if you don't have a business, this still applies to you, right? Just create your own goal in your mind. All day long, every day. Just define a goal in your mind. If you want to get to $20,000 a month, but you don't know why you're not able to get from $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month, or you don't have specific steps that you know for a fact will get you there, you're going to just distract yourself and work around the problem. So first you have to define a clear, specific goal. Second, you have to destroy any distractions from that goal. Any distractions. That can be for something massive, or that can be for just like one object. It's like, okay, if I'm working on building out this module for my client, what's a distraction? Instantly, my phone. So get rid of my phone, put it in a different room, right? Close the blinds, focus directly on my computer. And then I have to give myself 3 to 5 steps that are required to achieve that goal. Because if you don't know what to do, you're gonna sit there in confusion and end up distracting yourself. Once you've defined a clear direction with clear steps, act towards that goal and do not stop until you've achieved it. Here's the biggest catalyst, because what I just said, you might be looking at your computer and being like, duh, but I promise you, every time you have something to do, even if it's fucking washing your dishes, sit there, define what is the clear goal. Having all the dishes in my sink washed. What are my distractions? My phone, the music that I'm listening to, the windows outside, my kids, my mom, whatever it is. And then what are 3 to 5 steps? I need the soap, I need the sponge, and I need to wash every single one of these dishes and not stop until it's done with hot water. Boom. So simple, but it can be applied to any analogy. Here's the problem. It usually takes people, depending on how dopamine destroyed your brain is from social media, 10 to 30 minutes to finally break through the beginning sticking point before you actually really start to flow towards completion. When you're first starting any task, when I tell you about washing the dishes, you probably wash the dishes 1,000,000 times. So it's not very difficult. There's not a lot of learning processes that you have to go through to start. And you can just sit there and do the same simple action over and over again and achieve flow very quickly. But if you're doing something that you don't fully understand and you kind of have to learn while you're doing it, it's going to take a longer period for you to achieve that flow state where you really start moving forward towards the completion of your goal. Therefore, every single time you sit there and you feel stupid, you're like, damn, it's so easy to turn to the distractions. So when you have no distractions, every time you hit a sticking point, you don't know what to do, you attack it again, you attack it again, you attack it again. Your brain's gonna do everything that it can to pull you away from your desk, or pull you away from that piece of paper, or pull you away from your screen, or pull you away from the barbell at the gym, or pull you away from your set, or pull you away from, whatever you're doing at all, cleaning your fucking room. It's gonna do everything it can to pull you away from that. You'll have to go through a series of little battles before your brain finally submits and you start just doing the thing, almost like in this state where the world around you just shrinks away and you start fully acting out with your full potential towards doing the thing. And this is what happens when I work. Even every single day when I wake up, the reason I do my morning routine is because it instantly I achieve that flow. I don't get back on my phone, so I have no distractions. And then I'll sit down. I have my goal for the day defined for myself. I don't pick a billion things. I have one overarching thing that I want to accomplish, right? When I'm working on building something. And then I'll have all distractions removed, and I have 3 to 5 steps that I need to do to achieve that thing. All the other things I get done at the end of the day are bonus. And then I have basically tasks that have to happen that are like habits, basically. My client calls aren't gonna be a task I'm completing for the day, because that has to happen. So my morning work block, if I'm not going to do like cardio or active recovery from like 5 a.m. to 8, is when I'm accomplishing my biggest needle moving thing, because I woke up at 4:25, morning routine, did whatever I need to do, boom, I sit down, I instantly start doing that. My brain is gonna try and pull away while I'm engaging in flow, so I set a timer and I do not let myself get up. Once you make it past that battle of confusion, feeling stupid, distractions, and 3 to 5 actionable required steps that can get you towards that goal, you'll hit flow. You'll go through an hour like that. It feels like nothing, where your brain really, really, really starts actively working towards the thing that you're doing. But the problem is, most guys, it doesn't matter what level you get at. It doesn't matter if you're making some money, if you've done some things. Every single time you move to a new level, the battle gets harder. The problem gets harder to solve. So you have to sit and train yourself to attack it for longer. You have to be able to define a goal in a more clear way. The reason I say the biggest part of that problem is most people, number one, they don't know their goal. And number two, they can't define it. If you can't define your goal, you can't move on to the next step, which would be to obviously remove distractions. But the most key step, which would be to give yourself actionable tasks towards that goal. If you can't truly define what you're trying to accomplish, you can't give yourself tasks to complete to get there. Einstein, I think it was Einstein, he said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes defining it. Because the clearer you can define something, the easier it is to act towards it. And that's the biggest problem with goal setting, with success, with people trying to make money, with people trying to break through past plateaus. It's like, I want a Lamborghini. Well, that's fucking great. That's great. Define that why. And the thing is, people won't be honest with themselves. I like driving my Lamborghini. 1, because it's fast. It's fun to drive. 2, I like the feeling when people look at me and people take their pictures. Now, I've only had a Lamborghini for 3 months. In a year, will I look back and be like, wow, that was stupid? Probably. But I know myself enough, and I'm clear of my ego enough to be like, I like that. It makes me feel good. 99% of you do like that. If you like supercars, that's why you want to get one, because of the status, and you not being able to admit that is keeping you from getting to your goals. I like the way it feels. I like looking over and seeing my girlfriend with the Lamborghini logo behind her head. I like it. It's great. Yeah, I like that it's fast. I like that it's nice. I like that it looks cool. But that's a big part. So if my goal is, hey, I want to get a Lamborghini, I've got to have actionable tasks that are going to get me towards that goal. I need to be making money. I need to have a business. So I need to define it in the clearest possible form. I want to build status, the ability to provide, and I want to have so much money that I can spend, what some people have buy their house with on a fucking car, right? So that would be my goal, and then I need to have clearly define exactly what that is. But if I just say, hey, I want to get a Lamborghini, there's so many different ways to do that. Well, how do you actually do that? Well, start small. Every single day, I need to remove any distractions that are going to keep me from doing that. I probably need to generate a massive source of income, and the best way to do that would be to start a business. Boom, that's step 1. Start a business. I need to define that even further. What am I very, very skilled at, right? So do you see how my brain works towards solving problems? That can be all the way to a massive scale of a goal that you have 5 years in the future, or something as small as, like I said, washing dishes, or cooking a meal, learning something for the first time. And when you create little operating systems like that, you can start to truly understand the steps that it takes to get to success, instead of just I've only have 5 clients, why can't I get to 10? I'm doing the same thing. You need to truly define, if I want to add 5 clients to my current business. Well, what's the number one bottleneck I'm facing right now? Well, when the leads do come in, they don't seem ready to buy. Okay, so what does that lead to? It's just breaking down problems step by step. Well, I need to build more trust and consistency within my audience. Well, how do I do that? Post longer form content, post more daily stories, engage with my audience more, start more conversations. This is how I go about solving problems, and that's what allows me to not feel just like stuck and like I can't move forward. Every time I have a goal, I don't complain if I'm not hitting that goal because I know the exact steps that it takes to move me towards the next goal. And these are things that I've gathered on my journey. And this is why people pay me, because if you're building a coaching business and you're at 10K a month and you don't know how to get to 20K a month, I know how to get you to 20K a month. And it might be different than this guy, and it might be different than this guy, but I've scaled people exactly like you, and I've scaled myself, and I've gone from 40 to 60, and from 60 to 80, and from 80 to 100. Like, I've done all of the things. I know every single different problem from an overarching view because I've already solved it myself, and I've gone through the mental frameworks. But you need to start being more critical of yourself and giving yourself actual steps to take instead of just being like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Because you'll end up giving up or constantly pivoting to something else because you think the grass is greener on the other side, and it isn't. You have to have an operating system for almost everything, and you have to clearly define what you want to achieve and how you're going to get there if you want to be successful in this game. And that goes with anything: women, money, status, whatever you want. That goes with anything. Basically just finished. I'm gonna hit a little walk, I'm gonna change, and then I'm gonna head down to the whip. We're gonna head to the gym because it's getting pretty late. I gotta go to bed at like 9, which I don't even know. I guess it's gonna be like 10 tonight. But whatever. You gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna do that. And I will see you guys in a second. Or in the next clip. I guess to you it'll be in like no time. This clip will just roll into the next one and it'll seem like I didn't do anything. But for me, it'll be like 30 minutes. All right. I just took what is this? I just took a quick little 10-minute digestion walk. What we're gonna do is some pump serum, some electrolytes, and then I'm just gonna do a coffee. Because if I rip some pre-workout right now, it's done. There's no sleeping for me. I'm actually about to take, so one of my clients, the guy who I was telling you guys about, who he's the former Green Beret, he owns a clothing and supplement brand called Alpha Country Training and Nutrition. Now, I never really promote stuff. And it's not like I'm being paid to say this. I'll never really have stuff unless it's my stuff or something I believe in. But amazing story, super cool guy. He's one of my clients for his coaching business. And these are his supplements, and I will say, so fire. I take Joe Rogan's Alpha Brain. I like it. This is honestly proven to be better. It's brain gain, so I'm gonna take it tonight just because focus enhancer, like the caffeine would give me. So I'm gonna take his electrolytes, I'm gonna take his pump serum, and I'm gonna take the brain gains, and then I'm gonna do my anabolic coffee, which is black coffee, grass-fed butter, and then some honey and some pink salt. I know it sounds like a lot, but I'm gonna whip it up for you guys real quick, make a little pot of coffee, cut to me doing that, and then we'll jump in the Lamborghini. Boom. I'm out of my Nespresso pods. That's where I do my little morning routine right there. Oh, busted. Got some I think these are empty. I think my girl was eating. I don't know who was eating those. Throw those away, but got the coffee, the normal coffee pot tonight. Literally just do some regular Folgers. That's what I like, so boom. Damn it. Damn it.
What the hell? What's going on? Let's try something. So that's pump serum and electrolytes going down. Groceries are on the way, and my water and shit is coming. Don't you hate when you're shaking your pre-workout and your Rolex starts shaking around? I hate when that happens. In all seriousness, here is the mystical concoction. Pink salt, grass-fed butter, raw, wild, unfiltered honey. Make sure, okay, perfect. Boom. Step one, big chunk of butter off the top, in there. Oh. My girl called.
Hey,
What's up, babe?
Soda and my phone is like, you see that?
Yeah, I can tell. Say what's up to YouTube.
What?
Say what's up to YouTube. To my boys.
Oh, hey, too.
Are you finishing your workout?
Yeah.
All right,
I
dude.
washed my face with this face wash.
You brought it with you?
Yeah, I brought it.
So, grass-fed butter. I'm making my coffee.
Salt, honey, and butter.
Salt, honey, and butter. You got it. Boom. And then I put my honey on top. Just like a little bit. And then the coffee. Perfect. So,
Hey, sus.
hey, what?
Hey, sus.
What'd you say?
I said, hey, sus.
Oh, taste test? Nah, it has this weird, like, it's got this weird, like, obviously salty, but, like, good. I think if you use maple syrup, it's better than the honey, but all I have is honey right now. So I'll drink this, and then on the way to the gym, I'll drink the pump serum, and this gym is, like, hardcore, like, bodybuilding style, and they're open, like, 24/7, so I can kind of go whenever. This is the latest I've been to the gym in like a year, but it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'll see you guys in the car. I'm doing something that I never do, bro. I ordered my first Young LA the other day because I'm always a big hater on like mainstream brands. This hoodie, this shit, and these pants, fire. I cannot lie. Fire. As much as it pains me to say that, shit's pretty fire. So I'm a big like random brands that nobody knows type of guy. And then I'll have like designer accessories. Like I'll buy like designer shoes, but I won't buy like a designer shirt or something like that. But ooh, there it is. So we got both the wide bodies. We got the Urus, got the TRX. Both of them just got a detail. Looking clean, looking sexy. I need to get hubcaps for the Urus. They're in there. I just need to put them back on. So it looks a bit busted, but fucking beautiful. Let's jump in the whip. I'm gonna figure out a place to put my bag. I've got pump serum in there. I got my slides. I got a towel. I got my Glock. And then all the essentials. See if I can figure out a spot to set this up. Man, I really hope this stays while I'm driving. Let's hope it does. Oh yeah. One thing I don't like is if you guys have driven in like the G-Wagons have like the interactive seats. It's like if you turn, like the side of the seat will come up and like put pressure. Like these, I can control my seats to where the sides like hug me, and then the sides of the legs like hug me, which is nice. But it doesn't have the interactive seats where they like, I don't know, I really like that. It's like nice when I'm driving super fast. But let's hope I can let it warm up for a second, and let's hope, damn, I hope this angle is solid. Maybe I'll go up a little bit. Gotta be perfect. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to drive with that flash on, but I think I'll be good. A big lesson I've learned recently is just to kind of like, people always say this, like I used to hear this when I would watch, what is this retard fucking idiot doing? Holy shit. Dumbass. I gotta work on that. I'm trying to be more polite with my language. But it's not very Christ-like at all. That's my biggest flaw right now. But a big thing is like a lot of influencers used to be like, man, enjoy the journey because, you know, it's the most like the biggest blessing is like the journey itself and like all the different stages and levels. And, you know, you kind of hear that when you're in the middle of the journey and you can't really appreciate it. But I just think back to like the solace of, and when I say solace, I just mean like the peace of mind, like just the quietness, the single one focused goal. Like, yeah, sure, there's lots of stress, like you feel stressed, but it's no stress compared to like what I deal with on a day-to-day basis now. But what I felt like when I was just working my ass off, working, you know, all these different jobs, working on my business, and, you know, just trying to make something work, not knowing if it was gonna work, not knowing if I was wasting my time, having people make fun of me, but just remaining steadfast in my routine, making the YouTube videos that I used to make, just dreaming about being in this time, being in this moment, and just wanting to project myself into the future so bad that I almost just didn't even understand like how cool of a moment I was living in when nothing was going. Like when I was just at my parents' house doing my push-ups in the morning, writing in my journal, you know, creating fitness programs on Google Docs, learning how to use Google Docs, even back when I was studying like Amazon FBA and, you know, drop shipping, trying to start my clothing brand, which I will do eventually, but I didn't understand. And you know, now like living in Miami, 2 of my dream cars, meeting all the people that I used to look up to. And I'll say right now, that quote where they say never meet your idols, man, that's true. A lot of the people that I used to just freaking look up to so much, I don't look up to them so much anymore. But you know, it's still a cool learning experience. But sometimes I just like think back to that, just that pursuit, how much drive I had because I had no
had no idea if it was gonna work, and I didn't have this status in this position that I wanted. I had nothing to lose, and it was just kind of like this, not innocent, but almost just this, like, it's just pure faith. And it's like now I'm like, okay, I go from 100K a month to, let's say my next goal is 500K a month, right? It's like I have so much more like belief in that happening, and it's way less of like a, is it gonna happen, and it's just kind of like a win. I know I'll get there. But when I was building my business in the beginning, like, I didn't have any idea if I would ever make $1 online, right? I had this conviction in my heart that if I stuck to it, I would get there. But it's like, still at the end of the day, it's like when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's like, you didn't know if it was actually gonna happen. I was like, if I don't quit, I can't fail. But there was no like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, I guess people are, it's Friday, it's the Friday night after Halloween. I'll get back to the point I was gonna make, but this is a good point as well. It's the Friday night after Halloween. Everyone's out, everyone's doing shit in Miami. People are still dressed up in costumes, going to parties. I'm going to the gym, because I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, Saturday morning, like I always do, at 4:25, and I'm gonna work on my business, and I'm gonna move forward while everyone else takes the bricks that they laid to get to where they are and unlay them, while saying, oh, it's just for fun, and enjoying my 20s. And that's great, bro. There's a bunch of guys that make a lot of money that holy shit, there's a lot of guys that make a lot of money, but they go out and they party and they do all this shit, right? But eventually, it's gonna catch up to them. Or maybe it won't, and maybe I'm wrong. But bro, what are you doing? I swear these people like literally, the people in Miami, they don't value life at all. This guy literally just like took a step almost into my wheel as I was driving. But I just don't understand how people stay motivated when they're not putting every single ounce of effort into their business. Like, and that brings up the topic that a lot of people don't speak about, which is just like how good you have it when you have nothing. You have nothing to lose. You just have endless sources of motivation if you know how to channel it. You have endless sources of value to provide because you're learning every day. And I really didn't understand how good I had it back then, because all I was focused on was, getting a certain result or making a certain thing happen. Yo.
What's up?
What's up?
Dude, are you at the drawbridge?
No, why?
I heard somebody go beep.
Oh, it's Miami. You know what they do. That's all they do
I
is
know.
beep. I'm actually
Figured you were at the draw.
No, I'm actually headed to the gym. I found this cool gym that's like Madhouse almost.
You found another gym?
Yeah, dude, I'm just tired of going and like, bro, what is going on with my Google Maps? I'm tired of just going to the gym and just like seeing just like chicks with their ass hanging out and just like 800 billion dudes and everyone videoing and talking to each other. I just can't. I've lost that like ability to just go and feel like I'm just like stuck in my mind and just like, in deep thought, just like working hard. It's like, it's way too stimulating, and I need, this gym's like 25 minutes away. It's called Iron Miami. It's kind of like Madhouse almost. So I'm driving there now to check it out. They're open 24/7 and they're staffed 24/7. So I'm like filming a little like YouTube video for my YouTube right now, and then
Okay.
I'm headed
Sorry to
there.
bother you.
No, it's fine.
Well, I was sitting upstairs. I was working on something, and I saw these tan headphones.
Man, no Someone told me how challenging it was to have a light shining at you while trying to look in your mirror to see if you can get over. I think there's a car right there, so I'm not gonna get over. Yep, there was a car right there. I'm playing with you guys. But yeah, basically what I was trying to say there, my point was just like, you have it so good. And a lot of people, again, and I'm gonna say this like 35 times, it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, you should always be trying to go to the next level. And sometimes you can feel as though like things are kind of like hopeless, right? And it's hard, but that pursuit of the next level is actually what makes what you're doing so amazing. If you didn't have conflict, if you were always winning, if you never had low points, you wouldn't be able to enjoy the highs. If I didn't come from having a, negative $80 in my bank account, I wouldn't be able to enjoy driving to the gym in my fucking murdered out Lambo at 20 years old in Miami, making a YouTube video after generating my clients $50K today and making like $7,000 just for today, and that being like a low day. I wouldn't be able to enjoy that. I'd be like, oh, it's normal, right? And that can sound like out of reach to some of you guys, but I promise you it's not. Once you realize that business, this journey, most people can't even stay fucking consistent. Most people, they literally can't even stay fucking consistent. So the bar is so fucking low. Your competition is so fucking low. If you'll just stay consistent for 2 years, I promise you, your life can get 10 times better. Let alone, the ones of you who have massive amounts of potential, which you can accomplish. You guys have seen what I've accomplished in a year and a half. And I'm not even the most talented guy. So some of you guys, the shit you can accomplish, the sky's the fucking limit. But if you can just stay consistent, that's it. You can accomplish so much more than you think you ever could. So when you apply that to always learning, always keeping a spirit of like, I don't know enough. What can I learn? Who can I surround myself with? Instead of thinking like, what can I get away with? Think, how much can I get done today? If you have a mindset like that and you're just a sponge for knowledge, you're always critiquing yourself, being critical of what you're doing, and you're always pursuing learning more and being open to admitting, hey, I made mistakes. How can I get better from this? How can I learn? Stop looking at life as a victim. And there's, guys, you don't even understand. There's levels to victimhood. Just because you take responsibility for some things doesn't mean you've completely moved beyond that. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they'll have a little success and then they're like, oh, no principles apply to me anymore. You can get to a stage where you lost $100,000 fucking dollars and that shit hurts you, and you're like, no, it was this person's fault. You're still playing the victim. You become the ultimate man when you realize everything is your fault. It doesn't matter if he or she did it to you. It doesn't matter if someone else made the mistake. You have to look at things as if this is my fault, me, only me, no one else. And once you start doing that, that's when unlimited progress can begin to be made. But you have to be consistent, and you have to sometimes pause and zoom out. Take a breath. And enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Truly enjoy the journey, because it allows you to make smarter moves on your chessboard towards success, because you're not frantically just moving towards a desired outcome. You're strategically moving with confidence towards an outcome that you know will happen if a certain number of inputs are put in. Back in the day when I was making those aggression talks, you can go watch and you can see I didn't just speak this into existence. I spoke and I aligned my actions with what I spoke. I knew this was going to happen. I could see. I used to close my eyes and picture this. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I would picture this steering wheel and what it felt like. And I'll tell you right now, you guys know I did a podcast with him, Jared. He told me this one night. He's like, yeah, I do this exercise sometimes. And he was like, and I'll close my eyes and I'll picture the thing that I want like forming around me. And I did that with this car at my desk in my parents' house. I closed my eyes and I like, and I pictured, and even when I was driving, I actually did this, where I was in my Acura and I was literally driving and I closed my eyes and I wouldn't open them until I could fully picture this car around me. And it allowed my mind to like conceptualize and like truly like actualize this car as like an actual thing. I could see the little Lamborghini emblem. I could feel the leather in my hands. I could like feel the car. And that almost like, it almost like created this concrete image of like, oh, this is actually possible. This is not just some like thought or some vision or some dream or some desire. This is something I can actually achieve. I can feel it. I know what I'm working towards, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, the end all be all was me getting a Lambo, but in my mind, I was like, if I'm able to get this car, everything else is falling into place the way that I want it to. So this was a massive symbol of what I was working towards for a really long time. And I just, you know, I really liked this car. Thought it was cool that you could daily drive a Lamborghini, an SUV. But, you know me, I murdered it out. It's tuned. It's got a $10,000 exhaust. It's on, you know, it's got a crazy body kit. It looks like the Batmobile, right? All this stuff. But this started from me knowing that the vision I had was already done and knowing that I could accomplish this. And just understanding that I just had to put in the work that was required to get me here where I wanted to be. And once I knew that, and then I had to zoom out even more and be like, look, it might take 3 years, it might take 5 years. I kind of knew deep down I'd be able, if I gave it my all, 110% of my effort, I'd be able to get there faster than 5 years, which I did. But I had to, in my mind, be okay with it taking 5 years and not seeing any result. I literally was in my mind, I was like, if I have to sleep under a bridge, if I have to become homeless, I'm still willing to give myself 5 years, because I know that 5 years of 110% of like my best work, and if I put all of my focus into this goal, I know for a fact it's impossible that the life that I desire, the life that I'm working towards, that I want to achieve, will happen. And it did through pure effort, right? Self-actualization. I created this life, this custom reality that I live in, where, you know, and I reap the benefits from it. But it came through faith, insane amounts of work ethic, consistency, innovation, self-criticism, right? Fuck. Just missed my exit. Man, that's unfortunate. Well, looks like it's gonna take us a bit longer to get there, but that's completely fine. I was just locked in and focused on what I was saying. But guys, I'm telling you right now, no matter how massive your goals are, if you commit to the journey and you detach from, you know, what it takes, and you would just like, I will do what is required no matter what, and you just attach yourself to the inputs, it will happen. I promise you. Your wildest dreams can come true if you just fully commit, you stay consistent, and you just dedicate every ounce of effort that you have inside of you. There's a new level that you've never even taken yourself to before that you can achieve. You've just never put your back up against the wall for long enough, or put enough skin in the game to bring that version of you out. Your body has never needed to put you in that, like, you know, all of your effort state before. So you don't truly know what you're capable of. And until you put yourself in super scary situations with lots of risk and lots of discomfort and pain, it's never going to come out of you. So if you're not willing to take the risk, don't expect the reward. I'll see you boys in the gym. Well, on the way to train, we did get pulled over. I wasn't even speeding, but for the paper tag, I haven't gotten my actual tag yet. So it's going to take me a bit longer to get to the gym, but that's not going to ruin my workout. Alright boys, so I finished up. Nice little pump. Oh! I missed my exit again! Oh my god. I promise, I swear it is them damn phones. It's them damn phones. Be fucking everything up. Anyways, had to leave a bit early. Not had to leave a bit early, but I had to leave, and I was on the phone with my girl, and oh, there's my exit. So I couldn't take a video as soon as I was leaving, but I've only been gone for about 3 minutes. I'm in a rush because they dropped off my groceries and they're just sitting at the front of my door, probably going bad. So I'm trying to get home as fast as possible. I'm like 20 minutes away, but that gym was sick. It was nice to have a gym, kind of like, you know, the old days where I used to train at like Madhouse. It was more of a bodybuilding type gym. Like, that's my style. I love that shit. I didn't film the whole entire workout just because I didn't want to add in a 30-minute workout to a, you know, an educational video where I'm trying to provide as much value as possible. But had a good workout, got a crazy pump, about to go home and feed myself some carbs, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. It's late. It's like 11:15, and yeah, I'm gonna have to wake up early, and it's gonna suck. But as I said, I enjoy the suffering because I know it's gonna make me better. It's not optimal for muscle growth, but at the end of the day, that's not my main goal right now, but it should be, because now I'm trying to put some more size onto this physique. So we definitely have some changes we need to make, but I'm always constant in my pursuit of bettering myself and getting more close to the ultimate version of me, which I'll always be chasing. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's that 2-hour vlog. I'm literally still working on it. I have OCD of perfectionism, and I need to just get it out, but I want to make sure that it's really good. That's coming soon. It's the raw reality of making $10,000 a day. Made like $12K the day I made the video, and it's pretty consistent for me now, making, you know, between $5,000 to $15,000 a day. So that video is super dope. It kind of gives you more of a look into the actual like inner workings of running a business of this size. And yeah, if you guys haven't, like the video. If you liked it, subscribe, give me feedback in the comments, and head over to my Instagram if you're not already following, so that you can get even more value every single solitary day. I love you boys. Stay aggressive.